Hey guys, today we're going to solve radical equations and inequalities. And we're going to do it tomorrow too. 2 days on this, so see if you can't get it. All right, 3 steps basically when we do these things. Step 1, we got to get the radical isolated. We got to get the radical by itself. Okay, the square root, cube root, whatever it is, on the side all by itself. Then we're going to raise each side of the equation to the same exponent, and the exponent is going to be whatever the index is on the radical. So if it's like a cube root, we're going to cube both sides. If it's a square root, we're going to square both sides. And last of all, once we do that, we're going to solve the equation that's left using stuff we've done before. And you have to do this today and tomorrow. We have to check your answer. We have to check the answer. I'm going to show you about 2 or 3, and that'll be it. Okay, first of all, don't forget the steps. Steps are, I forgot my music, so I'm sorry about that. Steps are, first of all, to isolate the radical. So the first thing I'm doing on this one is I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And I get the square root of x plus 1 equals 2. Now my job is to get rid of the radical. So the opposite of a square root is squaring. So I'm going to square both sides. 2 is the index, so that's why you square both sides. Over here, the radical just goes away. Over here, I get 4. Move the 1 over, I get 3. Now, before I circle this and be all happy about it, I need to take the 3 and plug it back in. Right here where I started. If I plug in 3 up there, that gives me 4 inside the radical. The square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Works great. Solution is 3. Here's another one. Cube root this time. Start off, remember, we must isolate the radical, trying to get the radical by itself. So I'm going to move the 1 over, which gives me 3 on that side. Now, to get rid of a cube root, what I'm going to do is cube both sides. Okay, so on the left-hand side, that takes care of the cube root. If I cube 3, you don't get 9, you get 27. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. And then once you get there, we're just going to solve the equation like normal. So I'm moving the 9 over. 27 plus 9 is 36. Divide by 2. I get 18. Now, before I circle it again, like I said a minute ago, we're going to check it out here. If I plug 18 in there, 2 times 18 is 36. Minus 9 is 27. So the cube root of 27 minus 1. The cube root of 27 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. Works out perfectly. Answer is 18. I'm going to show you one more. Here it is. This is a doozy when you got 2 radicals. Now, really watch this one for a couple reasons. So, just remember, first step is isolate a radical. In this case, when there's 2 radicals, we're going to isolate one of them. Okay, and I have one isolated right there. So I'm going to square that side, and here's the deal. Square this side. Okay, now the right-hand side's easy. The radical just goes away. Now the left-hand side, you got to remember just we did way back early in the year. When we're squaring 2 terms, we're going to go square, multiply, double, square. One more time, square, multiply, double, square. So I'm going to square the square root. That's x plus 2. I'm going to multiply the 2 terms together, which would give me 1 on the square root of x plus 2. Then double it. When you double something, you multiply by 2, and then square the 1. That's the hardest step, guys. If I can get you to that step tomorrow, we're going to make it. Okay, so now I have another radical right there, so I've got to isolate that radical. So on the left-hand side, I have this 2 and the 1, which gives me 3. I still have that term with the radical in it. I have a 3 minus x. All right, I'm going to take that x and move it over to the other side, which is minus x. So it gives me a negative 2x over there. And I'm going to take this 3 and move it over. The good news, if I move that 3 over there, it's gone. So I have a negative 2x. And over here, I have this still. Now, I'm still trying to isolate the radical. I still have that 2 in the front of it. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2, which gives me negative x right there. And now I got to get rid of the radical again. So I'm going to square both sides. If I square the left-hand side, it's x plus 2. If I square the right-hand side, if you square negative, it's positive. If you square x, it's x squared. Gosh, this problem never ends, does it? So because I have an x squared, to solve that, I'm going to try to factor. So I'm moving everything over there. I move this x over, it gives me minus x. I'm going to move the 2 over, it gives me minus 2. Now I can factor x minus 2, x plus 1. Good night. This is a doozy. This is awesome. Look at that. That's some algebra right there, guys. Gives me 2 answers, 2 and 1, because that's what makes the parentheses 0. And you got to check them. And when you check them, you got to put them back in the very top. So I'm going to put a 2 up there first. If I put a 2 in here, that gives me square root of 4, which is 2, which is 2 plus 1. So that side I get 3 on the left-hand side. And if I put a 2 in there, 3 minus 2 is 1. The square root of 1 is 1. Does 3 equal 1? No, it does not. So 2 doesn't work. All right, so let's try the 1 now. If I plug the 1 in the, let me change colors. If I plug 1 in the left-hand side, it gives me 1 plus 2, which is square root of 3 plus 1. If I put a 1 in the right-hand side, it gives me 3 minus 1 is square root of 2. So you gotta ask yourself, is square root of 3 plus 1, is that the same thing as square root of 2? It is not. So neither one of those answers works, so I got no solution. And sometimes that's gonna happen. Sometimes you may work one of those and both answers may work. You may work it only one answer works, or you may work it none of the answers work. Okay, just you gotta check. That's pretty good, all right? It looks worse than it is, and we're gonna work on some tomorrow and get you really good at it. So see you then.